Hey, people, it's Stephanie Stevens here. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for tuning in today to my cooking show. You guys know I have a full schedule, but I am doing all I can to bring quality shows now that I know how to do them. So today I'm going to be making my mother's homemade banana fritters. I used to love these as a child, but I added a twist to them. My mother didn't used to put icing sugar on them at the end, but I used to put icing sugar on the ones that I make, and they're delicious. So today I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Show. Thank you to everybody out there that have supported the shows and all the makeup tutorials and all of the celebrity guest stars that I've had on the show. We have a lot more coming for you. So, hold on to your seats because some of the guests we have on are amazing. So, but today I'm just going to be making my banana fritters for you. And then tomorrow, if you're back here again, I will be making my shrimp loaded potatoes because I missed the show before because I was so busy. So I'm going to do my shrimp loaded potatoes for you tomorrow. But today we're going to concentrate on our banana fritters. Okay, we're going to get started right now with our little pan here. We're going to take, since I live alone, I don't make a lot of food, but I'm going to share it with my neighbors, so I'm going to make a little bit of a hearty amount today. Now, what I usually use, most people use overripe bananas for their banana fritters, but I use bananas that are in between, overripe and ripe, and they're delicious, because you want them sweet. You want them sweet, but not too sweet. Okay? So, we're going to get us a cup here so we can get us a couple of, we want to have about 2 cups of either self-rising flour or regular all-purpose flour is okay. Usually I don't measure anything. I usually just pour it in there. So that's what I'll do. I'll just put in there what I think is enough for about 2 cups. Now, so I have about that much flour in there. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my bananas. I'm going to take about 3 of them. I'll leave one for my breakfast. Okay? I'm going to take about 3 bananas and I'm just going to peel them. Okay. Peel yourself 3 bananas. As you can see, they're kind of ripe, which is good. Okay, like I said, we are making banana fritters today, people. So share the video, say hello. So thank you guys so much. Now, okay. So we have 3 ripe bananas. Okay. Now we're going to take those bananas and we're going to squish them up. So we're making banana fritters today. If you're just now joining us, or you want to share the video, or you want to learn how I make them. My mother made them a different way in a sense of she never added icing on the end. But I added icing on the end of mine, on them when they're done. Okay? So, I am now mashing the bananas up. As you can see, they are not totally ripe. They're in between overripe and just, just regular. So they're delicious when they're, I don't like them too ripe because I think that they're rotten. So when they get almost ripe. So there we go. All right? So now that we have that going, we're going to wipe off of our oven. And we're going to get our oil going. Hi, John. How you doing? So we're going to get our pot going here with some oil. Between 6 and 7. We have some canola oil and vegetable oil. We're going to get that going here. Okay. Okay. Now, because you want your pot to be not half full, but just sort of to where it'll cover the fritters. Because you want them to float a little bit. Okay. I think that's good. A little more. Okay. So, now our oil is heating up. We're going to turn this to about an 8. We're going to let that heat up. Now we have our flour, our bananas. Okay? We're going to finish our bananas, mash them up like that. Okay? Then we're going to take, what I use is I take crushed peanuts. I crush them up myself. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of crushed peanuts into the mix. Just to what you would like. Okay? As you guys can see, I added crushed peanuts to it. Now I'm going to mix that up. I crunched them up beforehand. I don't like them too crunchy. So I am making banana fritters today. I am now going to take my banana fritters here, the mixes. I'm going to add 2 eggs. Okay. I'm going to add some nutmeg. That'll give it a really nice taste. Some salt. Cinnamon, to what you would like. I like them nice and seasoned. I like everything seasoned really well. I also take a little bit of vanilla and I put in there a little bit of vanilla. Oh, that smells so good, y'all. That smells so good. And I take a little bit of baking powder, like a half a teaspoon of baking powder, like that. Okay. And then I finish it off with cream. A lot of people use milk. I use cream. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stir this up. Oh, look at that, y'all. So, if you're just joining us, I am making homemade banana fritters today. Okay? Y'all see that? They're delicious. The kitchen is smelling good already. The kitchen is smelling good. So, this is my wet ingredients. I have added peanuts also to my fritters. A lot of people don't, but I do because I like the way it tastes. That's my own recipe. I add crushed peanuts or almonds to it. Now I take this and the dry ingredients, the flour, and I'm going to add my wet to it. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a little more milk to it, or cream to it. These are going to be delicious. We have our, now you see my batter is coming together, okay? make sure you beat this really good. You want it mixed really well. Oh, that's smelling amazing, y'all. Banana fritters I'm making today. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's the batter. Here's the batter for my banana fritters. Now, a lot of people would take their hands and roll them up and put them in there. But I'm going to take an ice cream scoop. An ice cream scoop. It does magic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put just a little bit in here just to see if the oil is hot enough. Needs to be a little bit hotter. Almost hot. Almost hot enough. Now, while we're doing that, we'll put everything back. I hope everybody is having a good week. And thank you guys so much for joining me here on Pronoun TV today. I am making homemade banana fritters. I added peanuts to mine because I like them delicious. So I'm going to also show you now, while the grease is getting hot, I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the icing sugar. Oh, it looks like it's hot now. So let's go ahead and scoop our fritters in. Just scoop it up. One in at a time. Okay. So don't overcrowd your pot with your fritters. As you guys notice, I didn't put any sugar in them because I'm putting icing sugar on them at the end. Okay? Now, while those are cooking, we will get our plates out. To show y'all how those fritters. We're going to get our icing sugar now. Our icing sugar together. We need to get a little butter. I need to heat it up. Now, because we need to heat up our margarine, just a little margarine for our icing sugar. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a little chunk out of there. Now you see my fritters are floating already. So we're going to turn those over. Oh yeah, they're coming out great. Okay. You guys see that? Those are my banana fritters. They're hearty, healthy, and they're going to be delicious. Now, what we're going to do is, while that is getting ready, we're going to take our okay. Now we're going to get our icing sugar together. Now that these are floating, they are done. Oh yeah. These are going to be delicious. Okay. See, my mother made everything from scratch, so everything was hearty because she wanted to keep us full. Okay. Now we're going to get the rest of the fritters in here. Let's get this one out. Okay. Let's get these fritters in here. Okay. If you're just joining us, I'm making banana fritters. Okay. Alright. So, now we have those going. We're just waiting for those to float up. Oh, there we go. But then when they float to the top, they're pretty much cooked. Okay. Make sure that you have clean grease. Clean grease. Hold on a minute. Okay. Now we have for our icing sugar. We're going to melt this butter down. We can turn that off. These banana fritters. For those of you just now joining us, these are my banana fritters for today. Okay. This one needs a little more time. Okay, we can turn that off. Okay. Now, I'll keep this one for myself. Alrighty. So now that we have our banana fritters, oh, I didn't even see that, here, we're going to make our icing now, our icing sugar. So, y'all see those are my banana fritters? Now let me just show you what I am going to do now. Because what you want to do is you don't want to add too much milk to the icing sugar. Okay. Now we're going to take a little bit of icing sugar, a little more like that. Okay. Yeah. Now there's our icing sugar that we have. Now we're going to take this little bit of butter here, or margarine, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to finish letting that evaporate. Now we're going to get a little more cream. I use cream. Most people use milk. Like I said, my mother she used to like to make the food hearty. So I'm using cream. And I just pour a little butter in there, or margarine, whichever works for you. And then I put a little milk in there to consistency. Just a little bit. This makes all the difference in the world in your banana fritters. Makes all the difference in the world. The taste. A lot of people don't use the margarine or anything. I use margarine or butter in them. Okay, we need a little bit more sugar. Not enough, I think, to go on all of those. Ooh, sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes I get heavy-handed. With my luck, that's probably the right amount. So we're just going to stir up our icing sugar now for our banana fritters. My mother used to always sit me in the kitchen when she was cooking. I don't know why. Maybe I guess she thought if this drag thing wasn't going to work out, then you see that's the consistency you want for your icing sugar. Okay? Like that. Tap the side of the bowl just to get all that icing sugar off. Okay. Now, for those of you who are just joining us, I'm Stephanie Stevens. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Cooking Show. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And thank you guys for hanging in there with me. So my icing is done. So now that my icing is done, what I'm going to do is this. Simple. These are my fritters. And we're going to just take this icing and we're going to drizzle it all over these fritters here. Just a little bit at a time. Y'all see that? Cover them up pretty good. People love icing. So these are my banana fritters with icing. These are delicious. I didn't put any sugar in the batter, so the icing sugar is it. So you don't have to worry about if you can't have any sugar or anything like this. This is delicious. So those are my apple fritters, y'all. Look at that. You see that, Chef Carmen? Thank you. You're teaching me a lot. Thank you to Chef Carmen. You're teaching me a lot. And thank you to Quam Tram in Alberta. You guys are teaching me a lot about how to cook. But I never forgot the way my mother taught me to cook. Homemade, hearty, and filling. Look at that, y'all. Banana fritters. The Stephanie Stevens way, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Cooking Show today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow I will be back and we will be making my shrimp loaded potatoes. Thank you guys again. Have a great weekend, everybody. And take care of yourself, John. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great week.